It's no secret that a lot of parents are taking the brunt of the stress during this pandemic, but we still asked a poll question about it. New CBS News polling finds that nearly half of parents, feel exhausted or frustrated. And of course, a lot more families can relate to that. But there may be a solution. Some moms across America have found a way to let off a little steam. No kids allowed. Meg Oliver has more.
Hi, nice to meet you.
On a bitter cold Sunday morning just outside New York City, a group of women, all moms, many strangers, gathered for their very first group scream. Jessica Klein organized a mom's screaming event in her community, an opportunity for parents to come together to vent. 2 years of a pandemic burdened with the stresses of childcare, school disruptions, and new variants have left many parents drained. Jessica says over the last 2 years, she's often felt overwhelmed and isolated. When the pandemic started, she had 3 under 6.
My house felt narrow. I felt like the walls were caving in on me, and I just felt like there was no place to go.
And you had a 6-month-old on your hip.
I had a 6-month-old on my hip. I had a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old who was in kindergarten. So nobody was in school, and keeping them entertained throughout the day and while changing diapers and nursing was insane.
Nearly 40% of moms responding to a recent survey reported they are experiencing a negative impact on their physical and mental health. And many working moms said it's difficult to balance their children and jobs. Around half had to leave or downshift their careers during the pandemic. As the women gathered on this day, pent-up emotions poured out.
I feel really guilty, and I don't know the right thing to do a lot of the time. I just work and my daughter. I have no time for me. I am grateful for this opportunity, but even though it is a very unique opportunity, it doesn't take away from how lonely it could be.
Damn, I feel like I work so hard all the time and I'm not getting anywhere.
Finally, the time had come to let it out.
3, 2, 1.
I joined in for round 2.
Do you need to do it again? I do.
After you let out the first scream, how did it feel?
It was just such a sense of relief, and also to be away from my kids for a little while. I love them dearly, and I want them to know that. But it is nice to just be able to go and be in a community of moms.
It's safe, it offers relief, and now these very tired and very overwhelmed parents know they're not alone.
Psychologist Lisa D'Amour is a CBS News contributor. She says these screaming events can be a healthy way to express and release emotion.
February is always a hard time of year in family life. It's the armpit of the school year. Under normal conditions, this is a hard time of year. These conditions plus 2 years of a pandemic is extraordinarily difficult.
Jessica hopes this is just the beginning of mom gatherings in her community.
What are you hoping these moms walked away with today?
I hope that moms walked away with a sense of self-care, even if it's just for a little bit, and a positive memory that they can bring with them after this entire chaos.
J-Mo.
Psychologist Lisa D'Amour told us every parent reaches a point of frustration and exhaustion, but there is a lot of shame surrounding that. She said it's important to talk about the uglier sides of parenthood to make parents feel less alone and ashamed. I give these women so much credit. They showed up, they didn't know anybody, and then they're just pouring their hearts out.
And you poured out something.
I had a little bit more to give, and they all stopped.
Going. They were like looking over at you going. But it's important. I think what the story highlights, Meg, is it's important to take care of yourself. As parents, you're taking care of your kids and you're worried about your family, but you sometimes forget about your own mental health and your own self-care, and that's really important too.
Self-care.
Yeah, self-care.
Strong contender for most popular story on Facebook today is that one. I prefer not yelling, but just dunking my head in the bath while the kids are in there.
Protect that voice, Meg. Thank you so much.